The Monaco Grand Prix, ladies and gentlemen, one of the most iconic track on the Formula One calendar has concluded. And here is your race recap. There's a lot to unpack, of course. From Lewis Hamilton's potential missed podium and his hard time at Ferrari, to Isaac Hadjar being one of the best rookies this season, Alonso's unfortunate retirement from the race, and of course, let's not forget the most important, Charles Leclerc podium in his home race. Without further ado, my name is Ivan, and let's dive in. Sir Lewis Hamilton could have been on podium today. It could have been a Ferrari 2-3 or perhaps a Ferrari 1-3. Nonetheless, Ferrari could have had both cars on podium. But some unfortunate events happened, right? It was a frustrating weekend for Lewis. He had the pace, he had the car, and he looked set for a podium until during qualifying, his strategist gave him false information about Max Verstappen. Well, it wasn't even his strategist, it was his engineer. Gave him false information about Max Verstappen, which ended up giving him a 3-place knockdown, right? I mean, he could have started in 4th place. Now he started in 7th. All because engineer made the wrong call. That mistake cost him a lot, quite a lot, and you could hear it in him during the race itself. The engineer just kept giving him useless information that was not needed. For example, towards the end of the race, Lewis asked, "How far am I from them? Am I still 1 minute away?" And his engineer told him about the tire situation of all the other drivers. We're talking about, Lewis asked about the time. His engineer told him about tires. I mean, I would understand if there was like a language barrier, right? Mistake could happen, but brother in Christ, that's been going on since the start of the season. And if it wasn't for that blunder in qualifying, there was a very real chance Lewis could have been on the podium alongside Charles Leclerc. Of course, I'm pushing here. I may be pushing, but maybe Charles could have won, and Lewis could have been second, and it could have been a Ferrari 1-2. It could have been a Ferrari 1-2. In case you haven't noticed, I'm a Ferrari fan by heart, and a Lewis fan as well, and Charles. So, when I see a situation like this, it hits. Okay, it really does. It hits. And when you look at the race, there was another driver, another rookie that stood out more than the rest. Isaac Hadjar, ladies and gentlemen. Isaac Hadjar could be the rookie of the season. He is quietly outperforming rookies that are in better teams, such as Kimi Antonelli. In Monaco, of all places, he did so well. I mean, he kept it clean, brought the car home even though he had a few incidents during free practice, and he showed a solid pace in the race, right? He's proving that, though little by little, he deserves that seat in Formula One. And honestly, my personal opinion, if he keeps driving like this, we might see him take Yuki Tsunoda's spot at Red Bull. He might take Yuki Tsunoda's spot at Red Bull. I mean, look at the kid. Hajro has composure, consistency. It is seriously impressive how well he's doing, right? And he's doing so well that other drivers, such as Alonso, got outperformed, outqualified. And talking about Alonso, right? Another unfortunate things happened in the last race at Imola. Alonso caught himself the unluckiest driver. And honestly, sad news for his fans. Fernando Alonso has retired, had retired from the race. Monaco, right? Such a tight circuit. And his car itself not being one of the fastest or swiftest car on the grid kind of put him in jeopardy of losing position. The strategy that they used was honestly kind of bad, and you could tell by Alonso's message to his engineer, he was very frustrated, right? And he had to retire from the race because the back of his car started smoking, which was really unfortunate. I mean, he was walking back to the paddock with like his head down. You could feel like a wave of emotion coming from him. It's really unfortunate. We're talking about Fernando Alonso, a 2 times world champion. I mean, he is one hell of a driver. But as you watch him drive, you could tell that the end of an era is coming. Right? His last chance will be in 2026 to see what he can do. But at the Monaco Grand Prix, it was really unfortunate that he had to retire the car and he didn't get to score a point so far in the season. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, someone that scored multiple points this season, we're talking about Charles Leclerc, P2 in the Monaco Grand Prix, his home race. Let's switch up gear. Let's amp up a bit. Charles Leclerc, podium. I mean, we were all praying for it. We were all wishing that he would get P1. But unfortunately, he got P2, which is still good. It's still good. Right? You could feel the emotion in Charles when he was driving, when he was driving around the circuit, because he grew up in that area. He took the bus to school in that area. I mean, when you're driving, when you're putting on such a performance in pretty much your backyard, you have to show up, you have to do something amazing. Charles finishing in P2, right, is honestly a good sign because it shows that Ferrari is starting to have the pace. Lewis Hamilton got P5, Charles got P2. Ferrari is starting to have the pace. We have to see next week during the upcoming race what could happen, because if this was like a one-time thing where Ferrari has the pace, that'd be very disappointing. And as a Ferrari fan, we always get our hope up just for the team to disappoint us once more. I mean, Charles Leclerc didn't crash, okay? No DNF, okay? No impeding, okay? His race was almost perfect. His race was almost perfect. Down to the strategy, which for Ferrari, having a good strategy is honestly shocking. Having a good strategy for Ferrari is shocking. I mean, it was a long time coming. He got P1 in F1, FP1, I mean, in free practice 1, free practice 2, and free practice 3. He was almost there. It's unfortunate that he got P2 in qualifying, but a podium for Charles. Bravo. Bravo, Charles Leclerc. You deserve it. And I hope that Ferrari does Ferrari. does so much better in the upcoming season, because so far, and especially for Lewis, it's been awful. It's been bad. Not him as a driver, but the team itself. And lastly, Williams. Williams were moving like roadblock, right? They somehow, qualified ahead of the midfield. Well, to be fair, they kind of have a fast car this season, but they qualified midfield. And once the race started, they held up an entire train of cars for 70 laps in a row. We're talking 7-0, an hour and 40 something minutes of them literally driving so slow it started creating traffic for the other faster car behind. Right? Because overtaking, the reason that's like relevant is because overtaking in Monaco is almost impossible. So the Williams effectively dictated the pace of half the field. If the Williams were going slow, the rest of the cars were going slow. Unless, of course, you were George Russell and had enough and you had to, do a drive through and like cut the line, even if you got a penalty for that. But honestly, it was honestly kind of frustrating to watch. It was somewhat of a very boring race, you know. But you have to give them credit. It was well executed. They defended smartly and made life hard for literally, and I mean literally, everyone behind them. And they ended up getting, points towards the championship. But without further ado, so that was the Monaco Grand Prix. In a nutshell, I told you guys all of the important information, the drama, the strategy error, especially. I'm gonna leave it at that. It was honestly kind of mid, strategy wise, but that was pretty much it. Piastri won, and had just the best rookie. Lewis Hamilton is having a terrible time at Ferrari. And if you like and enjoy what I've just done, this is the first video I'm doing about Formula One, and you want me to improve on something, please let me know for more F1 breakdowns and reaction. I see you guys next Sunday for the next Grand Prix. With that being said, please subscribe. Have a good day and be good people. Bye.